Welcome to another episode of Darkwing. Today we're going to be installing, I know it says Kubuntu 13.04 on the top, but this is Saucy Salamander, which is going to actually be 13.10. This is the install screen, so let's get it rolling. This is all being done in Oracle's Virtual Manager VirtualBox. It is the open source version, and I find it very easy to use, very user-friendly when connecting not just Linux images, but all sorts of images for testing, for running in a VirtualBox. I've run Windows through here many times. So let's go ahead and install third-party and download the updates. Now, because I am using a Linux image, and I may want to run this at a further time, this is the system that I have set up. So I've got to get a QED for QEMU. A hard disk. I've got the ID primary master as the ISO, and there is a checkbox when you do go to the settings thing and you go to storage. There's a checkbox right here for live CD. Make sure that's checked, that way the system knows to read it as a live CD and makes it bootable at the very beginning. So going back over here, use the entire disk. Now, you can set up an LVM, and you can also set up an encrypted LVM if you want to use the logical volume manager that's built in. There's no reason to do that here. There's also the manual check. Now, when you do the manual check, as you can see, you can do this. You can create your own new partition tables, and there's a lot of things that you can do within the live CD. But for ease of time, we're going to go ahead and use the entire disk. Now, for some reason, even though it automatically selects Eastern Time Zone, which is what I'm in, it always says Alaska for some strange reason. But because I am in Eastern Indiana, I'll go ahead and reselect East Indiana. That doesn't change at all. Once again, it's something that I should probably write down as a bug for the where you are. Moving on to the keyboard. Now, the keyboard is very simple. It's simple drop-down layouts, and you can do all sorts of fun little layout stuff. US standard is fine. If you need to map anything else, there's something within Kubuntu to allow you to map custom key bindings. Going down to the user information, it's very simple. I'll use a simple password just so I don't forget it. Now, here you can also encrypt the whole home folder. You can require a password every time you log in, or you can log in automatically, which is a very simple way of doing things. And then we wait for it to install. So, you get your things ready to go. The install is running. It should not take very long to do. It never does. Do what you need to do while it's installing. And here we are. Straight into Light VM. Now this is Light VM. This is very nice. It's very beautiful. It's very smooth. Let's fire it up for the first time and see what happens. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find out this is coming from the daily disk from June 4th. So I downloaded it yesterday. This is the first widget that comes up is the desktop widget that shows the desktop folder itself. So if we were to go to Dolphin, it's the same. It would be this folder right here, the desktop. Anything placed in here would show up out here. So if we were to create a new folder, we were to name it folder 1, you can see it reflects out there just fine. So here it is, base desktop for Kubuntu. Now, we shall, to start off so that we can figure out what everything is in here, we'll go to the K-Info Center. Now this is very, very nice little handy tool. So, running KDE version 4.10.2, which is good. Linux 3.9.0 19, so it's the 3.0 or 3.8.0 kernel. Memory allocations, all this information is in here that you may even want to know about. Everything you could possibly think of trying to figure out what's going on with your system can all pretty much be found in here. There you have it, Kubuntu 13.10. Running in a VirtualBox. As you can see, it's pretty snappy and smooth for even VirtualBox running. Locking widgets, unlock, yeah, that all works. Even in a virtual environment, the snappiness is quite interesting. Looks like Homerun is now released. It comes installed with the system. Now this is something kind of cool and interesting, so let's take a look at what Homerun is. For those of you who don't know what the Homerun launcher is, this is a actually Kubuntu comes pre-installed now with 3 launchers. You have the traditional application launcher here. You have this one, which is a menu based, so we're going to go ahead and set that. Oh, come on now. Here. So that's a menu based application launcher, and then over here where Homerun was, we have Homerun. Which is here. So you have your typical standard, which is this. You have your applications here that you can go through. You can click in, back out of the menus. You have your computer, which has places plus applications. You have your recently used applications, and you have the shutdown menu. Then you have this one, which is a menu based, where you have previously used applications here, you have the folders here, you have the favorites tab here, and your shutdown menu. And then you have the whole enchilada. This is Homerun. Move this down a little bit. So you have your favorite applications all up here. It does go full screen, and ironically enough, it can be used as a desktop containment as well, and I'll show you that here in a minute. You have your favorite places sitting here. You have your applications, the same menu type system. Now, the files here is a little bit different. This is its own file manager system, so you can actually go into each of these different areas and look at the files that way. And then you have your power menu. Now, you also have a search in current tab and a nice little configuration about and everything else. So Saucy does ship 0.2.2. This has been updated to a version 1.0. So that is something that will be rolling out. You gotta remember, this thing is right now sitting in pre-alpha. So this is a pre-alpha look at Saucy, and that's that. So we want to go to desktop and go to default desktop settings. It'll bring this nice little thing up. Now you have the layouts, and this will switch to containments. You can have newspaper layout, which puts widgets automatically into columns. Folder view, which is contents of folders. Default desktop. Search and launch. Now search and launch was what was originally released as the netbook version. It looks like this. Now this is search and launch containment. You get your search here, so you can do a search, and it'll bring up everything within that search. The field up here is for favorites, and then you have your folders here, favorites up there. Return to desktop. Very, very nice, very, very clean on the system this way. You can configure search and launch, go back to configure it, and you can change the background. There's many things you can do with it. So then we have Homerun. And this is what Homerun looks like without a menu system. If everything is at your desktop, if you are constantly doing a desktop, or you have a second monitor that you don't use much stuff on and you want to run a containment system this way, here's your chance to do it. One thing I've never tried doing is adding a widget to Homerun. Let's see how this works with eyes. It does not appear that Homerun is compatible with widgets on top of Homerun. So that could be a problem eventually. We'll see how that grows and how that changes as time goes on. But for now, we'll go back down to default desktop. Now, with the widgets, you can resize them this way. You can also twist them and have them fully twisted forever. That's Homerun. That's the 3 launchers it comes with. We're going to go ahead and do an activities at some point in time. I'll go through activities and explain it all. But this is Saucy in a nutshell. As you can see, for pre-alpha, it's fairly stable. A couple things to be updated, but it's all pretty good. So thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.